Good morning.
Very good.
Good morning, friends. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, friends. Hey, you all. Welcome to Unity of Fort Collins this morning. Do we have anybody who's new here today that would like a welcome packet in your hand? Just put your hand up and somebody will plunk one in. Welcome packet right here. That's all will harass you. And you don't have to join unless you want to. We're not pushy. Would you look at what's behind me today? What in the world? So this is what happens at Unity of Fort Collins. Some people love change, and some people hate change, just like humans everywhere. So the musicians and the tech folks love the stage. And there are some folks who are like, what happened to my living room? So, but I think because the musicians and the tech folks love it, we're all just gonna love it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. Speaking of change, in the last couple of weeks or months, you've been seeing different versions of what a service could look like at Unity. So if you're new here, today's a focus on healing with a workshop afterwards, and it's not our typical service. So actually, when anybody comes to Unity, it's good to say, try us a few times before you decide, because what happens this week and what happens next week will be different. But we do have a standard kind of format. So, but we're kind of eclectic. It doesn't feel this, it feels the same every time. It might not look the same every time. So we have some announcements. Welcome to our online folks. Apparently, this is partly for you. And check it out, Love Pops back there. It does for us too, Love Pops. Our speaker today is our own Rev Jim, Yeaw. And one of the things I love about Jim is that when people have ideas, he flips them into action like faster than lightning. So we had this conversation in the class that he's teaching about the healing roots of the Unity movement. And we had this conversation about how come healing doesn't show up in the services very much anymore. And look what he's done. That was like 4 weeks ago or something. So thank you, Jim. You say it and Jim manifests it. The prayer chaplain of the day is Barbara Weimar. So prayer is a part of the Unity history, and Silent Unity has been offering prayers for people for 100 or more years. So it's a historical part. And Barbara, if you have something you want to celebrate or you have something that you want to share in prayer, Barbara's your gal. From 12 to 3 today, Reverend Jim is doing the second part of the healing service. So we start now. If you're so inspired, you can join for the second part. And the folks who are taking this for credit, it's part of the ongoing class thing. I am not taking it for credit because I don't have to. So I can audit whatever I like because I'm old. So that works for me. I don't need credit anymore, but there are some young folks who are aspiring to be Unity ministers. So more power to you. I'm going to let Jim talk about the credit. We talked at one time about having a workshop for our team leaders. This congregation is run by 10 teams, so it's a non-hierarchical approach, which most of the time is fabulous, and sometimes it's preposterous. So there's a reason that hierarchies are in place because it's easier, but sometimes, so we were just going to talk about how teams interact with each other, and this wall was a piece of what brought us into, like, we need to talk about how this works because the teams have to talk to each other. But the teams did talk to each other, and so here, we'll do a team lead workshop, team member workshop, and just talk about communication at some point. So it's been moved to July 13th, not today. Walking group meets tomorrow at 9 at the Spring Canyon Park. Were you going to say that? I said it already. You're welcome, Will. Okay, for the rest of you, come make your announcements. And Will, you can too if you need to.
Let's see, on what date is it? June 28th, we're having the Women Together Circle. We're doing this quarterly, and so I'm going to pass around a sign-up. It's just an opportunity for us to get to share conversation and food and spirituality and get to know each other better. So sign up. When it gets to the back, if you could pass it up this other way. Next.
Go, Will, go.
Good morning. Tomorrow morning is our next walking group. We're meeting at Spring Canyon Park at 9 a.m. If you're interested and want more details, see me in the foyer after church. Hope you can join us. Thank you.
Well, Pride is officially still this month, but our celebration for Unity was Sunday. And it was awesome. You guys all showed up and helped us out, and just, we all had fun and love. And so I just want to say thank you. Can't wait till next year.
Good morning. I know all of you last Sunday took your calendars home and noticed that there was a cleanup for June. Well, I'm sorry to say that there isn't, so you're going to miss the brownies and treats. But July 19th, we'll be having another cleanup. So mark that on your calendars. And also, if you have some free time and you need to take out some frustrations, there's plenty of weeds out under the trees in here in the front yard there. And all the weeding materials, the buckets and weeders are out in the shed. So thank you.
I'm going to add a very quick thank you again to Jim and all the folks who worked out. I pulled up this morning and the front yard just made me go, wow, it looks so amazing. And I'm here to pass clipboard for the almost annual yard sale fundraiser. We're going to do it on July 12th, so I'm starting to pass this early. It's because I won't be here for a couple of weeks in the next 5 weeks. This is a great fundraiser for Unity that doesn't cost us anything but time, so it's a little bit labor intensive. I think this is all self-explanatory, but if you have questions, let me know. My phone number is on here. Thank you.
Okay. I have a file cabinet in the back of my car, Leanne. I'm not going to give it to you today. 2. If somebody wants it, it's yours. Okay. Gone. Sold. It's yours. Okay. Okay. There's lots of ways you can give to benefit Unity of Fort Collins. There's a flyer on the welcome table. Community Lunch Bunch meets today at 11:30 at the Rainbow. Okay. I think that's it for announcements. Let's all just take a big old deep breath. Just bask in this community. And let's say our blessing together. Our unity centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world. Thank you.
All right. Good morning. How's it going? All right. Healing. Healing suggests that we have something to heal from, right? As it's often put, we're not all here because we're not all. No, we're here because we're not all there. Something like that. But there's a concept in the Course in Miracles that says that we are in some kind of battleground because this thing we're experiencing is based on a duality. So we imagine ourselves to be in a battleground. And one way to heal that is to try to get above the battleground. You've seen the wars and the poverty up above the battleground. The poverty and the scarcity up above the battleground. But there's a peaceful place I know up above the battleground. There's a peaceful place I go up above the battle. Got to keep believing, keep on forgiving, keep on trying to stay above the battleground until this dream of suffering turns into a dream of joy. Till paradise lost becomes paradise found. Up above the battleground. Up above the battleground. There's a presence there with me. Up above the battleground. With mighty wisdom to share with me. Up above the battleground. It says, is it not a blessing to find up above the battleground that the war zone is only in your mind? Up above the battleground. Got to keep believing. Oh, keep on forgiving. Keep on trying to stay above the battleground until the dream of suffering turns into a dream of joy. Till paradise lost becomes paradise found. Up above the battleground. Up above the battleground. Up above the battleground. Thank you very much. That's one that I wrote from that Course in Miracles concept. And I'm going to just go right on to one here. It's called Healing Day, and it's by a guy named Daniel Namad that Jim and Sharon used to have at their church down there in Arizona. But I wanted to add one other thing about the music. Next week, we're going to have Chris McShay Day. Now, you all know Chris McShay has been singing with us, and he and I have been writing songs for Unity here. He's moving out of town. So we're going to have the choir and band and 3 Chris McShay songs next week. So anybody from the choir who can show up next Wednesday to practice, that'll be great. Okay, here is the Healing Day. You know I'm ready for a healing day. I can feel it coming from a mile away. No more waiting for the clouds to break. Yes, time for a healing day. I'm not sick, but I sure am sick of it. The fear and the fighting, dividing and hiding. I can't sleep, so I dream to make up for it. And it's the kind of tired no amount of sleep can fix. Oh, how long can I wait? How long can I hope? The dam's gotta break, the flood's gotta flow, and now I'm ready for a healing day. I can feel it from a mile away. No more waiting for the clouds to break. Well, it's time for a healing day. Well, if we keep our distance, if we build our wall, if we're wearing masks, do we see each other at all? Yeah, you know I'm ready for a healing day. I can feel it from a mile away. No more waiting for the clouds to break. Well, it's time for a healing day. It's time for a healing. Can you help me out now? It is time for a healing day. Yes, it's time for a healing day. It's time for a healing day. One more. Time for a healing day. Thank you. Take it away, Rev Jim.
And thank you, John. Yes, it's time for a healing day. That's our theme for today. I'm going to give you a couple of housekeeping notes here as we begin. This is part of a Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute course. And so what I thought I'd do today is just bring that into the congregation, even though it creates a little different service. Let you savor this. In fact, we're going to show you a couple of film clips, and those of you sitting in the cheap seats in the back might want to just move up a little bit in order to see these films. There's going to be 2 services. 2 weeks from today, Reverend Sharon will be speaking. There's 2 afternoon Thursday 1 o'clock Zoom sessions regarding this course, and there's 2 workshops. And there's 2 books. The books are in the bookstore. There's some syllabi, I guess that's what you call them, syllabi, that you can pick up in the bookstore about this course, and you can get Unity Worldwide Institute's credit at their seminary for this course. So, as far as healing goes, first of all, let me give you a disclaimer. There are 3 types of healing. There is, first of all, a healing that we call alternative. You've heard of alternative medicine as an example. And those come in all kinds of different modalities. Then there's conventional medicine. My doctor that I see every few months practices conventional medicine, and I'm sure if something happens to me, she's going to want to bring me into surgery. That's conventional medicine. And the third type of healing is complementary medicine. And the reason I'm giving you this kind of disclaimer is that within Unity, we practice complementary medicine. We don't suggest that you abandon your doctor just because you've heard something here at Unity. So complementary medicines, we're suggesting you use some of the practices and ideas that we're going to be sharing over these coming weeks in addition or with whatever your doctor is recommending. So is that clear? We're not recommending anyone that's going to go on a spiritual path and just totally abandon conventional medicine out there. So, I'm going to talk a minute about a lady by the name of Myrtle Fillmore. Myrtle Fillmore is called the co-founder of Unity, but she's really the one that was the spark plug that started this movement. Myrtle suffered greatly during her life with tuberculosis. She thought she'd never heal it, and then one day she went to a lecture. In those days, rather than watching television in the evening, Yellowstone or whatever, people attended lectures in their town. There's lecture halls, and they'd experience and share all kinds of interesting ideas. Well, a guy by the name of Dr. E.B. Weeks came into Kansas City, and Myrtle and her husband Charles attended the lecture. And something that E.B. Weeks said affected her deeply. And so she took that thought that she got and said, I am a child of God, and I do not inherit sickness. And the rest is the story of Unity. And so I'd like to share a little film clip with you. Go ahead.
She's known as Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity along with her husband Charles Fillmore. But she was born Mary Carolyn Page on August 6, 1845, the 7th of 9 children. As a child, she adopted the name Myrtle and would later reject the teachings of her strict religious parents. Ever since she was a little girl, Myrtle had been sick. At a young age, she contracted tuberculosis. For many years, she believed she was incurably weak and sickly.
I had all the ills of mind and body that I could bear. Medicine and doctors ceased to give me relief, and I was in despair.
That was until Myrtle discovered new spiritual ideas and principles we now call Unity. The year was 1886, and Myrtle was in her early 40s. She and her husband Charles attended a lecture by metaphysician Dr. E.B. Weeks of Chicago. Myrtle left the talk with a stronger faith and an understanding of her innate divine potential for healing through affirmative prayer.
It flashed upon me that I might talk to the life in every part of my body and have it do just what I wanted. I began to teach my body and got marvelous results.
Instead of seeing her body as weak, inefficient, and diseased, she began speaking words of strength and power to every part of her body: her liver, stomach, abdomen, limbs, eyes, and heart.
I didn't get discouraged at their being slow to wake up, but kept right on, both silently and aloud, declaring words of truth until they did respond. And neither did I forget to tell them that they were free, unlimited spirit. I told them they were the centers of life and energy, omnipresent.
Myrtle began regularly affirming,
I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness.
By repeating this affirmation, Myrtle believed she was going to get better. And 2 years later, she did. In 1888, she was healed of the tuberculosis condition that had threatened her life. Myrtle remained committed to blessing and encouraging her body with true thoughts and words.
I became very watchful as to what I thought and said. I didn't let any worried or anxious thoughts into my mind. And I stopped speaking gossipy, frivolous, petulant, angry words.
Myrtle was excited by her healing discovery, and so were her family and friends. She began working with others in need of healing. In time, her husband Charles Fillmore began his own practice of prayer and meditation. He began to heal from an ice skating accident he had at age 10. In 1889, inspired by Myrtle's transformation, the Fillmores founded the Unity Movement in Kansas City, Missouri, as a healing ministry based on the power of prayer and the power of thoughts to create reality. In 1890, the couple pioneered a prayer outreach that grew into Silent Unity, the 24-hour, 7-day-a-week prayer ministry that still serves the world today.
I want everybody to know about this beautiful, true law and to use it. It is not a new discovery, but when you use it and get the fruits of health and harmony, it will seem new to you, and you will feel that it is your own discovery.
Her work lives on through Silent Unity and the inspiring manuscripts and personal papers in the Myrtle Fillmore collection at the Unity Library and Archives. The collection is being digitized for online access. To learn more or help support this effort, visit unity.org.
So that's the story of Unity. That's how it all started. That's how it all began. And it continues today. Today you can pick up your telephone and dial 1-800-NOW-PRAY. And a Silent Unity worker will pray with you about any condition, any situation in your life. So regarding our course here, the course is called Healing and Wholeness. I pulled a few books off my shelf because I was looking for something. I was looking for a definition of healing. A definition. And one of the best definitions I found is in this little book called Sacred Healing by Ronald Mann, PhD. I'm going to read to you as our reading this morning what he says, what his definition of healing is. And I'd invite you to pay very careful attention to these words. The spiritual path provides a unique perspective that redefines healing in that the focus shifts away from making things all right to one of becoming more consciously aware of one's existence at all levels. A spiritual approach to healing focuses on the unfoldment of the soul, not on the resolution of the symptoms. Should I say that again? A spiritual approach to healing focuses on the unfoldment of the soul, not on the resolution of the symptoms. The soul's encasement in ignorance is the real problem, and the various symptoms, whether they be physical, mental, or emotional, are only the motivating factors that drive us to consider our soul's dilemma. For example, if someone comes with a physical ailment, the primary concern is to use the symptom to help the person realize why they have that particular ailment. And the power that that disease can hold for them is the awakening of the soul. Now here's a paradox. The paradox is that in the process of awakening, to spiritual reality, symptoms are often resolved. So we get in a mode of chasing a cure. And what it says is we need to pay attention to ourselves, that inner spiritual self, and the symptoms often are miraculously cured. The Bible teaches, "Seek ye first the kingdom, and all things shall be added to you." This is a secret. Go directly to your source and let the source help. The nature of the omnipresent one is such love and perfection that many disorders or states of disease melt away and dissolve in that presence. Most of us are totally caught up in the limited definition of who we think we are. We identify with our physical bodies, and we think that's who we are. So we are afraid that if we die and lose the body, we will not exist. Many of us believe that we are our feelings, our emotions, or our emotions are important because they define our identity. We also tend to believe that what we think that our ideas about ourselves are, in fact, is who we are. We lose sight of the deeper reality that our true nature is pure truth, pure love, pure spirit, pure awareness. Can the mind heal the body? What do you think? Can the mind heal the body? Is there a veil that we can open up into a new modality of healing? What is the possibilities for us? I'm leaving you these questions, but I trust that in these coming weeks, both on Sundays and on Thursday by Zoom, that we'll take your questions and find answers for them in many examples, many stories, many antidotes that we can bring to light in this series. So there's some thoughts floating around here. And I'd like you to bring those thoughts into a couple of meditations. At 12 o'clock today, we're going to be exploring the words and the teachings of a lady by the name of Louise Hay. Louise Hay was married at 15, dropped out of high school, was abused by her father, a lady without hope. Many would say one without any potential. But yet she built a business where she distributed millions of New Thought books and literature around the world. And I'd like to go to a couple of her meditations. Louise Hay, Meditations to Heal Your Life. And so I'd like to have us experience in the next 3 or 4 minutes her meditations, her writings. The first one on the subject of disease. So I invite you, if you would, to just close your eyes, put your feet on the floor. There's silence all around us. So she writes, where are my glasses? Small print in the book. So hear the words of Louise about disease. Let these words be your words. It is natural that I am healthy. I am able to learn new things easily, to laugh, to change, and to grow. Disease is related to a resistance to flowing through life in some area and in the inability to forgive. I look at disease as if it were a potential personal teacher that comes to help me on my pathway to greater understanding. Like all teachers, it is a stepping stone. And when I learn the lessons, I move on to the next phase of my healing. Every person on the planet is involved in healing in their own way. I help my body, my mind, and my spirit live healthily by creating a loving atmosphere around myself. It is my body and my mind, and I am in charge. So just think about that for a moment. It is my life, it's my body, it's my mind, and I can creatively use it in this healing process. Let me share with you another one. And this is about fear. So many times in life we have fears that arise. At any moment I have the opportunity of choosing between love and fear. In moments of fear I remember the sun is always shining, even though clouds may obscure it for a while. Like the sun, the one infinite power is eternally shining its light upon me, even though the clouds of negative thinking may temporarily obscure it. I choose to remember the light. I feel secure in the light. And when the fears come, I choose to see them as passing clouds in the sky. I let them go. I let them go on their way. I am not my fears. It is safe for me to live without guarding and defending myself all the time. I know that what we do in our hearts is very important. So I begin every day in a deep connection with my heart. When I feel afraid, I open my heart and I let love dissolve the fear. I let love dissolve the fear. So in this moment of silence, I invite you to bring into your awareness your life, your one life. I invite you to let love dissolve any fear.
May the blessings of God rest upon me. May God's peace abide in me. May God's presence illuminate my heart now and forevermore. May the blessings of God rest upon you. May God's peace
come to the time in our service where we ask the ushers to come forward. And as we share with each other our offerings, our love, I invite you to take your offering and just hold in your hands as we lovingly release it to the good of this community. So together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Do a little chant here that we've done sometimes. It's a shamanic chant that says, we are opening up in a sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. And this has everything to do with healing, like Jim was saying, that all disease, whether it's disease of the body or dis-ease of the mind, has to do with resistance, a closing up. So, sing along. We are opening up in a sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening up in a sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening, we are opening, we are opening. We are opening. Part one. We are opening up. Sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. Opening up in a sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. Okay, now there are two parts, right? We'll call them part one and part two, or finger one and finger two. The south side over here is going to do part one and just keep on doing it. And then we're going to add part two over here on the north side, okay? Here we go. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. Opening up in a sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are a little bit louder. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are now everybody, part one. We are opening up in a sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening up in a sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening.
Thank you, John.
Thanks for the help out there.
Thank you. Well, you're invited back at noontime if you'd like. We'll watch the film, but You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. It's about an hour and a half, and then we'll have a discussion on that film. Meantime, if there's anything that you have about questions about healing, send them to me, Rev Jim at unityfc.org. And in this series, we'll try to answer them all, every one of them. So it's time to circle up in our beloved time together as we close. And I'd invite you, if you run into somebody on the way that you don't know, would you introduce yourself? Let's have a little chatter here, a little welcome. Hi, how are you? Hi, Kara. It's a pleasure meeting you. Hi. Hi. Yes. Hi. So you're well acquainted, one big family, one big community. Good, so let's close our service with a prayer of protection and then the peace song. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.